Hey guys, I'm Dr. Huey, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about a t-test comparison. So I know that when you're taking statistics, one concept that's difficult for a lot of people is understanding the difference between the three tests. And today I'm going to go over the difference so that you can understand when to use which test. So when we're talking about t-tests, there are three different types of tests. The first one is the single sample t-test. The second one is a dependent samples t-test, commonly known as a repeated measures t-test. And the third one is an independent samples t-test. So let's start with a single samples t-test. A single samples t-test compares a sample of participants to a population mean. So what you're doing is you're comparing one sample to information that you already have about a given population. So an example for this is, let's say that the average birth weight for babies was 7.4 pounds in the United States. That's considered a population mean. Researchers are testing a new drug. It's called Super Baby. Mothers are supposed to take it during their pregnancy. That's supposed to increase the birth weight of the baby significantly. So in order to do this experiment to see if it increases the birth weight significantly from the regular population mean, you would conduct a single sample t-test. What you would basically be doing is you would be comparing the birth weight for babies normally 7.4 pounds to whatever the average birth weight of the babies born that took the Super Baby was. So let's say the average birth weight was 9.2. What a single samples t-test does is it tells you whether or not there's significant differences there. The next is a repeated measures t-test or a dependent samples t-test. Those two are used synonymously. Basically, this is where the participants are the same over time. So you're looking at change, but within the same group of participants. So an example of this is college athletes are also taking a new drug. Everyone's taking new drugs, and they're looking to increase their weight. So what you might do is you might compare their weight before. So you might take all the college athletes that are going to take this drug's weight beforehand, and you're going to compare it to their weight afterwards. What the repeated measures t-test does is it sees whether or not there are significant differences between the weight beforehand and the weight afterwards. And in this case, you're looking for increases in weight based on the new drug. The last one is the one that's, I would say, most commonly used, and it's an independent samples t-test. What this does is it compares two different groups. So you're looking at two entirely different participants that either received a different condition or have different demographics, like males and females are very commonly used in independent samples t-test. But no matter what, the participants don't repeat, but you're looking at two different groups. So let's say a researcher was interested in comparing test scores between students that use smartphones during class and students who are not allowed to use their phone during class. An independent samples t-test would see whether or not there were differences in the test scores, the means of the test scores, so the average for the group that used a smartphone and the average for the group that did not, in terms of their test scores. So are there differences between students who use their smartphone during class and students who are not allowed to use their smartphone? So in sum, I think that the biggest thing to remember when you're looking at three different types of t-tests is a single sample t-test is just one group that's being compared to a population. A dependent samples t-test is the same participants being measured over time, and an independent samples t-test is exactly as it sounds. It's two independent groups that the means are being compared against. So hopefully that helps to clarify. I know this can be confusing, so hopefully that will help you guys out. Good luck. Thank you for listening.